Chapter 23. He made a promise. I promise, with his shiny yet anxious look staring her back in the eye and vowing in a hesitating, trembling voice. A vivid image of him has been engraved in her mind ever since he said those words. Kay, torn between her fears about Bot and her recent tense relationship with Elo, was still in touch and close contact with the latter for the cover-up operation, which took another extreme drift after the news went viral about the space race announced between Proximals and Centaurians. Kay, troubled by all the surrounding events in action, could never enjoy a peaceful slumber without waking up in the middle, whether by the cause of an annoying terrible nightmare or some horrible dark thought loops that kept her sleepless in bed. She always had a bad feeling or intuition about Bot and his stay on Earth, although she used to check on him regularly through Elo, who constantly updated her with all the information obtained from Earth. Still, this could never calm her puzzled mind or satisfy her worries. For that, she spent her time at Elo's lab when she is done with her work. During one of her frequent visits to his lab, Elo, still offended by her earlier attitude toward him, opened that topic again, but this time was to have a closure. He approached her, where she sat next to a small table in the middle of his lab. I wonder if he's enjoying his life there, or if he is suffering as much as you are here. He threw that remark as he pulled a chair to sit next to her. Let's hope he's not suffering at all, she replied, without raising her eyes from a book she immersed herself in reading, acting as if he was no less concerned. And what about your suffering? I see it in your behavior. You are always distracted. Your mind is not at ease and your eyes are swollen from the lack of sleep. Are you sure, Kay, you are not suffering needlessly? He was directly looking at her when he asked that question. He noticed she still did not raise her eyes from her book, like she was intentionally avoiding him. So instead of retracting or giving up, he showed more perseverance when he scoffed. And you are still claiming he is just your friend? Taken by his anger or despair, he unintentionally scratched the thin yet firm protective mask she used to hide her emotions. He attacked her defensive shields which she gave her lifetime building. And without hesitation she let the cat out of the bag and responded, No, he is not. He is a little more than that. Her sudden response shocked him after the cold ignorance he had experienced from her side since he started talking. Not knowing how to react or what to say, she took it as a chance to finally let off that heavy burden she bore within herself all her life. So she continued unregretfully, Yes, I love him. I have loved him since our school days, and I never regret falling for him, even if he never noticed or cared. And here he's risking his life for some people who seemingly wish he never comes back. She threw it with contempt and disdain for his latter behaviour and conception of his best friend. But with no more concern, she continued, So yes, I do worry about his safety, and I am much more worried about your integrity. Struck by her deliberate and painful blow, without a word, he took his leave away from her, moved to his private room, and locked himself within. On the other hand, Kay felt uncomfortable staying in that lab any longer, even though she was craving information about her hero, so she decided to leave Elo with his thoughts should he come back to reason. Elo, left alone in his room, was falling apart, as weakened and shattered as a man could ever be. His love for Kay has blindfolded his eyes, distracted him away, drove him far from his destined path, and left him as stray as a wounded wolf in the thickets, let alone his grief for parting with her the way it happened. Not recognizing his true self, he was all into her, and almost ditched his best and only true friend. He has forsaken his most loyal companion throughout his whole life, the one who never hesitated to sacrifice all that was cherished and precious for the sake of this friendship. That one who willingly gave his life away, relying on that friendship earnestly, facing death alone on a distant planet. With no one able to save him but Elo, Bot trusted his friend to abide by his role and keep his eyes on the latest transmitted biometric readings coming from Earth, which started displaying nothing but those of a dead man.